Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new Stardew Valley modding related video. Today I'm going to be going over the top 10 must-have Stardew Valley mods for your game for 2023. Now these are going to be some of the essential mods including quality of life improvements, new content and things to just help your everyday gameplay. As always, all of these mods are downloadable through Nexus Mods and I'll leave a list in the description of all of the mods I'll be covering today. And before we get into this video, if you're into Stardew Valley modding and all those things in between, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below letting me know what your favorite mod from this list is and if there were any other ones that you'd add in here. So we're just gonna get straight into this video. Starting us off with number 1, we have the NPC Map Locations mod. This is a very handy quality of life mod for the game. It essentially shows you NPC and players locations on the map, and there is also an optional mini map. This also redraws the map to be much more accurate to the game instead of the one that we just get generically. This mod is compatible with Stardew Valley 1.55 or later and additionally works with other mods such as Expanded. The amount of times that we have quests to go and do something, or we just want to go give something to our loved ones, it can be so hard to navigate them on the map, especially if you're a newer player or you have yet to figure out where everyone goes at the time of days. Obviously we can look up the wiki, but who would want to go out of their game when we can just have it right in here? With this mod, additionally, it does tell you the opening times for all of the stores once you hover over them, and overall it is just a really great quality of life mod to help you navigate your way through the game, make sure that you can say hi to everyone, gift all those presents and everything. Coming in next at number 2, not a big surprise, but we have Stardew Valley Expanded. So Stardew Valley Expanded is a fan-made expansion for the original Stardew Valley. This mod itself adds in 27 brand new NPC characters, 50 locations, 260 character events, 27 fish, has reimagined vanilla areas, 2 new farm maps, a reimagined world map reflecting all changes, stuff like new music, quest lines, objects, crops, festivals, and many other additions. This is one of the most popular expansion mods, and personally for me and for a lot of other people who have used this mod, they can agree that this really helped to spice up their game and bring back a little bit of a passion. I definitely go through burnout phases of Stardew, I will be the first to admit it, but having expanded in my gameplay helped me to just go through and delve deeper into it more than I thought I would enjoy it. This mod additionally stays as true to the source material as it can, so it's not too much of a different change from your basic Stardew Valley vanilla gameplay. A really superb mod, and one that I think a lot of you guys will agree is definitely a top 10 for you. Coming in for our spot at number 3, we have the CJB Item Spawner. This is a fairly easy to use in-game item spawner menu, and it's as simple as it sounds. It'll essentially allow you to open up a menu to spawn in some items. While this one's a little bit more on the cheating per se side, it can definitely help if you need one more item of something, if you really want a quest, but let's say you're not growing that fruit anymore. It can just help with minuscule things like that. Or for instance, it's the last day, you need to get ready for the new crop and you just need one more iron ore. Additionally, if you're just trying to get a particular item for an achievement, you can spawn things in and stuff, and it's just a really cool mod, especially if you're trying to like get those final things. Or even just for general quality of life, so if you want an extra chest but you don't have any more wood, you can go make an extra chest. As I mentioned, this one definitely teeters on a little bit of the cheating per se side, but definitely a really great quality of life improvement for the game. Coming in for our spot for number 4, we have a very handy one. This is the Look Up Anything mod. So this mod gives you all of the information about villagers, their favorite gifts, when a crop will be ready to harvest, how long a fence will last, why your farm animals are unhappy, and more. This just gives you the access to everything. Again, going back with our first mod for the map locations, you can just open up a wiki to find all of this, but it's so much easier when you're invested in the game and it's all right there for you. It's really great to be able to see it live as well. So for instance, everything shows when it's going to finish, the percentage that it's at, how many more days, all that sort of stuff. And it's a very handy mod to be able to have into your gameplay. Coming in for number 5 on this list, we have the Skull Cavern Elevator mod. This is a really handy one that simply just adds an elevator to the Skull Cavern. It works exactly like the regular mine, and it is updated every 5th floor. I remember when I first went into the Skull Cavern, I was really shocked that I couldn't get back down to the level that I was, and especially wanting to complete it in one run when you're not that prepared can be really difficult. You gotta spend a lot of time preparing to get to the bottom floor for this one. So being able to go back and touch some levels that you wanted to, additionally some stuff might spawn at a particular level that you don't want to grind all the way just to get there to have to leave very shortly after. It definitely helps out, and I think I feel like this should just be in the game already. It does, I guess, take away that little bit of challenge from the Skull Cavern, but if you're like me and not really invested in doing a challenge per se like that, then this can definitely be a little handy trick for you. Coming in next, we have on our 6th spot for this list, a really good one. I mean, they're all really good, but another good one, this is the winter grass mod. So we all know the stress and preparation that we have to go through in order to make sure that we have enough hay or enough money so that we can survive through the winter period with our animals. Depending on how far you are into the game, you might run out of hay like day 3. You might just be a little bit of a speedrunner like myself and try and get as many animals as you can before the first winter, but making sure that you have the finances to feed them or the hay can be a little tricky. This one essentially just makes sure that your grass survives throughout the winter, so you don't have to worry if you're going to run out of hay or if you're going to run out of money. Especially for the first year, I know that like money by winter time is a lot easier to come by, but it can still be a little bit difficult, and maybe I don't want to spend, you know, a couple thousand bells on some hay. Winter is the time to get all your upgrades done, and that stuff means money. Again, I feel like winter grass should just be vanilla default stuff, but it's not, and that's where these things come in, and I think this is a super handy and necessary mod, maybe even if it's your first time playing, just so that you're prepared and ready to go, and then you can get rid of it for more of a harder challenge. Coming in for our 7th spot on this list, we have the Ridgeside Village mod. This is another expansion related mod that is super endorsed by a lot of you guys. So Ridgeside Village adds in over 50 new NPCs, a brand new location, new items, new shops, new festivals, custom music, quests, and so much more. This is a massive expansion mod for the game that spices things up without being too intrusive to the base vanilla game. It adds in quality and quantity in a bunch of features and content, which include a number of new NPCs that you can befriend and some even romanceable, new stories, events, and so much more that all blend in super well with the base game. A huge recommendation is pairing Ridgeside and Stardew Valley Expanded together for a full super expanded experience. I would not recommend doing this on your first go though, as I think it ends up being like almost 100 different people that you have to meet, so definitely a little one for our veteran players. Again, this is just a super fun new one to add in a new story to your game, especially if you're feeling burnt out with the same vanilla gameplay. Adding in something like this adds in like so many new characters, dialogue, events, fish, new crops, new cooking things and stuff, and it can just be so much fun and so refreshing for your everyday gameplay. Coming in next for our 8th spot on the list, we have the Canon friendly dialogue expansion mod. This is a really cool mod that adds in around 2,600 brand new lines of dialogue across all of the 34 characters who have a heart level. This one does also work beside other dialogue mods, so it might be a little bit tricky depending on the ones that you're working for, but they will all work together quite nicely. But additionally, there might be some issues, and the modder has left a lot of information regarding that here for you guys. Again, I'm super big on the dialogue in the game. I love the stories and everything, but then you hit a point and it's kind of just bland. I love that we can get more dialogue. Additionally, I just want to have more dialogue for those characters that I don't choose to romance, but still want to get their heart levels for, and I don't want to hear the same dialogue every day. So having in this much brand new dialogue is such a refresher, and I think this paired with the 2 expansion mods into a brand new save would just bring like a new feel to the game. Such a good one, especially if you're big on the story part of Stardew Valley. Coming in for our 9th spot on this list, we have the bigger backpack mod. Look, sometimes the final backpack expansion works out just fine, and I still have a couple of slots by the end of the day, but there are times where I still have to try and eat stuff, throw stuff away, or run back home to sell things or put things in my chests. This is a really cool mod that you can get a bigger backpack to have 48 total slots over our regular 36. This one is definitely handy if you're a day explorer, or even you just want to do a big trip to Ginger Island or the Skull Caverns and you don't want to stop in between. It is so convenient, especially if you're someone that does fill up on your inventory space. If not, definitely not a necessary mod, but it might come in handy, you'll never know. The expansion itself is an extra 50,000 gold, but by the time that you need this expansion, you'll probably be making that sort of money on the daily. And for our last must-have Stardew Valley mod, we have the Wear More Rings. I go through phases of big love for mining, and sometimes it requires me to choose 2 particular rings just so I can have a good experience. Something maybe like a magnetic ring and a glow ring. But sometimes there are some really cool rings that drop and I want to be able to wear all of them. This allows your character to wear an additional 6 rings, expanding the sort of gameplay experience that you can have in the mines. Again, this is a really cool one. There are some really cool rings that you can have in the game. I always try to have a glow ring of sorts and even a magnet one so that I don't have to run around too much, but there are some really cool ones that would help me in the mines, probably more than those, but I tend to keep them on just because I know how they work in a sense. I do like that we can have more, even just like an extra 1 ring spot so I can try out something new as well, but still having my personal preferences for rings within the mine. This is a really cool one. Super handy for stuff like Skull Caverns and everything, and definitely a recommended for this. And that is it. Those are our 10 must-have Stardew Valley mods that you need to install into your game today. As I said, I'd probably leave the expanded related ones for once you've played through a vanilla save or you're a little bit more familiar with Stardew itself, as the expanded ones are very big. I'm hoping to do a big expansion playthrough soon because I want to try this all out and see how it goes, but my experience with Stardew Valley Expanded was nothing but pleasant, but it was very large and I did get lost a few times, I'd say. As always, let me know in the comments below what mod you think should make the list, and let me know what kind of modding related content you would like to see up next on the channel. Anyway, besties, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and I will catch you all on the next video. Bye everybody!